नहमदुहु व नुसल्ली अला रसूलिहिल करीम व अला आलिहि व अस्हाबिहि व बाद फ़अऊज़ु बिल्लाहि मिनश शैतानिर रजीम बिस्मिल्लाहिर रहमानिर रहीम अस्सलामु अलैकुम व रहमतुल्लाहि व बरकातुहू रब्बि इश्रह ली सदरी व यस्सिर ली अमरी वहलुल उक़दतम मिन लिसानी यफ़क़हू क़ौली रब्बना ज़िदना इल्मा आमीन या रब्बल आलमीन। So here we are with lesson 8 for Ilm al-Balagha. Apologies for the noise issue in the previous lesson, but mainly the starting 2 minutes were the review of what we have already covered in the sixth session. So I hope it will not be a problem. So let's start with lesson number 8, and let's have a review first for what we learned so far. So we started with the 3 types of Ilm al-Balagha, Ilm al-Mani, Ilm al-Bayan, and Ilm al-Badi. So these are the 3 types that we are going to learn in Ilm al-Balagha. We started with Ilm al-Mani. We learned that it is about dealing with the word meanings and the sentences and how what are the appropriate situations that these words are used. Under Imamani, we are going to learn about the 8 main topics, and we started with Khabar wa Insha. We learned that kalam is basically consist of Khabar wa Insha. There are 2 types of kalam: kalam khabariya and kalam al Insha. For kalam khabariya, we know that if we are able to say that the speaker is lying or truthful, that is kalam khabariya. And for insha, where the statements are kind of statements that it is not possible for us to tell the speaker that he is truthful or he is lying. So here we learned that whether there is kalam khabari or insha, there will be 2 main components of those types, and it will be musnad and musnad ilayh. Every type of word or kalam khabari or insha will have musnad and musnad ilayh. Musnad is the foundation of the sentence, and Musnad ilayh is, you can say, it is attributed with the Musnad, and it is like the quality of or the information about the Musnad. So Musnad ilayh is basically the description of the Musnad. We learned that there are 2 types of kalam khabariya, that is jumla ismiya and jumla failiya, and we know them very well. That what are they? Kalam khabariya is consist of jumla ismiya and jumla failiya. We know that jumla ismiya starts with an isim, jumla failiya starts with a fail. We learned about that how in jumla ismiya, now in ilm al-balagha, we see musnad and musnad ilayh, and these are the terms that we are going to use for kalam khabariya now for jumla ismiya and jumla failiya, musnad and musnad ilayh. All right, so musnad will be khabar, and while the musnad ilayh is the mubtada in ilm al-balagha. The musnad will be a fa'il for jumla failiya, and while the musnad ilayh is the fa'il. All right, so we can say that Musnad ilayh is mostly the subject and Musnad is the information. As you can see, there is the subject, Musnad ilayh is the mubtada here, and Musnad ilayh is the file. So this is the subject, and Musnad will be the information. It can be after the Musnad ilayh or it can be before. So you can see here, this is the musnad, that is the information about the subject. In Jumla Ismiya, it is Mubtada that is changed into the Musnad ilayh. While in Jumla Failiya, the file is changed into Musnad ilayh. So we can say that these are the 2 types for Kalam Khabriya in which we learn about the Musnad and Musnad ilayh. So let's continue with what are the other types or what are the other components called in Ilmul Balagha. we can say that everything else beside the Musnad and Musnad ilayh is known to be qaidun. The plural form will be quyud, that is, everything else is qaid. Qaid are the extra, you can say, in terms of tarkeeb only, okay? But they are always providing very important information about Musnad and Musnad ilayh. We can say that it is normally the focal point of any sentence, and you can call the following as example of qaid: adwat al-shart, adwat al-nafi, al-mafail, hal, and nawasik, and there are more. And alhamdulillah, we have been learning about them in our ilmul nahu. Let's see example about qaid for kalam khabariya. Here is a beautiful example. Maful bihi wala yahillu lahunna an yaktumna ma khalaqa Allah fi arhamihinna. So here, as I mentioned, that mostly the qaid will be the maful bihi here, and we know that what is a maful bihi, and it is not lawful for them to conceal what Allah has created in their womb. So if we are going to stop our sentence here, wala yahlu lahunna an yaktumna. So an yaktumna is their fail file. We can say that it is musnad and musnad ilayh. So we can say for tarkeeb ma khalaqallahu fi arhamihinna is the extra knowledge information, but without it you can say that the sentence will not be complete, and it is not lawful for them to conceal. So it is for the women that it is not lawful for them to conceal. So is it for everything? No. So here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling that what Allah has created in their womb, so it is not lawful for them to conceal. So this extra words or kaid here, what Allah has created in their wombs is a maful bihi, and this is called kaid. And as I mentioned, this everything besides the Musa delay is kaid, but they are extra in terms of tarkeeb, but they have a very meaningful, or they have a very basic role in our sentence structure. Let's see another example that how a qaid is very important while doing uh, whole tarkeeb of the sentence or whole structure, that this information is very important. La taqrabus salata wa antum sukara. So do not approach prayer. So if you are going to stop our sentence here for musnad and musnad ilayh, will it be making sense? No. We need to have an extra knowledge or qaid to inform or to add to the basic knowledge of a sentence, that what this sentence means. Do not approach fear. While means this extra information is telling us, and that extra words, or you can say the quyud, gives us a very important knowledge about what has been said before. So while you are intoxicated, antum sukara. So this is hal, while you are intoxicated. So you see that Musnad and Musnad ilayh are the two main components of the Kalam Khabariya, but you can see here that Quyud also play a very vital role in making sentences. Like they are provided more knowledge about or information about what has been said before. So inshallah today we are going to see the purposes behind Kalam Khabariya, and there are two main purpose you can say for Kalam Khabariya, and it is Lazmu Faidatul Khabar and Faidatul Khabar. So here there are two basic purposes of Kalam Khabariya. Lazim Faidatul Khabar and Faidatul Khabar. So let's see what is Faidatul Khabar and Lazim Faidatul Khabar. So Faidatul Khabar, this means to inform someone of something that they were not aware of previously. Means the Mukhatib doesn't know about this information before. Akalat Tiflu, the examples are Shariba Ma and Kharaj al Ustaz. So here you can see these three examples, and about this that the Mukhatib is not known. There is another example, like we can say that Umar bin Khattab radiallahu anhu passed away in the 23rd year after the Hijrah. So it is quite obvious that the purpose of this khabar is nothing more than to inform the Mukhatib of the date of Umar bin Khattab's radiallahu anhu's death. So here we can say that to inform someone of something that they were not previously aware of. That is called Faidatul Khabar in Ilmul Balagha. There is another purpose of Kalam Khabariya that is called Lazim Faidatul Khabar. So this means to inform someone that you are aware of something or have knowledge of the statement that you are telling the mukhatib. The examples are Anta hadarta darsa ams, means you were present in the class yesterday. Haza ibnuka, he is your son. So Sami'tu anna Shaykha Muhammadan maridun. So here these you can see these are the examples that the mukhatib already know about it. So the Makhatib is already fully aware of how he disciplined, means how he is going to see these sentences. So here, therefore the purpose of this mutakallim is definitely not faidatul khabar. That means to inform the mukhatib of the hukum contained in this khabar, but instead his purpose is to inform the mukhatib that he is aware of how these sentences he has said that Anta hadarta darsa amsa means um, how he was present yesterday, that you were present yesterday. In this sentence, you can see that the mukhatib is already know about the information. The purpose is only to tell that you also know that thing. So there are two these foundational reasons or purposes behind speech, that is kalam, khabariya, and however there are more purposes, intents, reasons, you can say, that branch off from these two. Lazimatul khabar, lazimatu faidatul khabar, and faidatul khabar for kalam khabariya. And these are the examples that we done for faidatul khabar and lazim faidatul khabar. You can take another example for lazim faidatul khabar, like you can say, like you are telling someone that you disciplined your sons with gentleness and kindness instead of harshness and punishment. So here, what is your purpose? Means you are telling, or the mutakallim is telling the mukhatib that how he has disciplined his sons. So here the purpose is not a new information that you are telling the mukhatib, but the mutakallim is trying to tell the mukhatib that he is aware of the information as well. So, as I mentioned, sometimes khabar is utilized for other purposes as well, besides faidatul khabar and lazim faidatul khabar. And inshallah, we are going to continue those, and we are going to learn them in our next session. I'll see you in the next class. Barakumullahu feekum. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.